Welcome back to another episode of our Kings related podcast, wherever you may be. And on this episode, it is our Keegan Murray season grade for the 2024-25 NBA season. But before we get into today's episode, if you're watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Just helps spread the word. What we're doing here at the Kings related podcast. Keegan Murray just wrapped up his third season in the league, and when Keegan Murray entered the league as a rookie, coming off that All-American year at the University of Iowa, where he was one of the best players in the nation. We saw Keegan shoot 41% from three, breaking the record for the most triples made as a rookie. But after that great rookie season, shooting the basketball, his averages dipped a bit in his second season, where he shot the ball going from 41% to 36% from deep. And fortunately for Keegan Murray, even though he took a dip in his shooting the basketball, he was able to develop another part of his game, which made up for his shooting drop-off in his second season in the NBA and with the Kings. And for a team that constantly struggled to defend the basketball, having Keegan Murray turn himself into a very capable wing defender was a very, very welcome sight and much needed, because you saw night after night, especially this past season, you saw Keegan Murray drawing the assignment of defending whoever the Kings were playing, that team's best player, making them work for every single point that they got. And this comes from NBA University on social media, among players who have guarded at least 40 ISO possessions, Keegan Murray this season allowed the fewest points per possession at 0.51. Opponents were 7 of 43. That is 16.3% against Keegan Murray in ISO. So Keegan Murray's vast improvement in his on-ball defense, his screen navigation, and his physicality was very noteworthy if you watched the Sacramento Kings this season. And we saw Keegan's defense was out of your mind, otherworldly this season. And the Sacramento Kings likely wouldn't have had a prayer against any of the league's best wings without Keegan Murray, while he continues to be left out and all defensive talk. I didn't think Keegan Murray was going to make an all defensive team this season. Crossing your fingers, maybe this upcoming season for the 25-26 season. But Keegan Murray defensively was on an absolute next level. So we talk about Keegan's defense was at the next level. But where some of the league's great defenders excel in just one specific facet on defense. Keegan Murray is one of the few who can be as good on the perimeter and also in the paint. Being where he's on a list. Check this list out. On a list with Alex Caruso, great defender. The Thompson twins are both Amin Thompson, who I believe will be a defensive player of the year, not too long from now. Asar Thompson, who I believe will also be a defensive player of the year, not too long from now, and also J-Dub, Jalen Williams. If you're on a list with those players, that is generally a good thing, and that's where Keegan Murray was, on a list with those players, and Keegan came in fourth on that list, finished with 85, 85th percentile Ohio in rim protection and perimeter ISO defense. Like Keegan Murray, both who can defend on the perimeter and at the rim. Just absolutely out of your mind what Keegan Murray has done this past season, improving his game, even where his offense took a dip. I thought it did take a dip, but also you saw somewhat he wasn't consistent enough shooting the basketball, and I think a lot of that had to do with the pieces on this team, especially when we saw towards the end of this season, post the Fox trade, when we saw a lot of ISO ball, the ball in one player's hand, as we got down towards the end of the season. Like, I wasn't a fan of the DeMar DeRozan move when it was made last summer, because I thought the Kings were going away with what was working in that first Beam Team year where they broke the playoff drought and made the playoffs for the first time in 16 years. So, in my opinion, I think they need a stretch four, because I believe Keegan Murray is best fit at the number 3 spot in the lineup. And if you get a stretch four to go next to Sabonis, and then you have Zach LaVine at the 2, and then whatever they do to solve that point guard position, whether it's free agency or trade, the Kings could be set up pretty nicely here going in to next season. But Keegan Murray's defense was not the only thing we saw improved this season. Another aspect of Keegan's game that improved this season was his rebounding. And if you watched all 82 games, you saw Keegan Murray constantly crash the boards, crash the glass, and giving the Kings a lifeline if you saw Sabonis boxed out or on the perimeter, creating more opportunities for Sacramento and ending possessions for opponent. Keegan Murray this season jumped to 6.7 rebounds this season. That's up from 5.5 just a season ago. Just absolutely incredible for Keegan Murray. Also, Keegan Murray was also a great finisher, finishing in the restricted area, around the basket, 77.4% shooting the basketball for Keegan Murray this past season. Also for Keegan Murray comes some basketball index on social media. Keegan Murray is in the top 10 in all ball chaser defense. second on that list, just behind Quentin Grimes this past season. Just absolutely incredible, the development of Keegan Murray's defense and his rebounding, even though his shooting has taken a dip these past 2 seasons since we saw it up in the 40% range in his rookie season. And with Keegan Murray, there really isn't that much that he doesn't do well if you watch Keegan Murray from his rookie season, second year, and this past season. But unfortunately, the shooting, it's one of those things. It's one of those things. Will Keegan Murray get back to shooting the basketball well that we saw in his rookie season? It's still to be known. But while it's clear that Keegan can still, I still believe Keegan Murray can be a great shooter. We saw it in spurts this past season, but not enough. It wasn't consistent enough. And I still believe he can be a great shooter. And his average dipped again this past season, 34%. And whether it was like, when we talk about the new additions, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, 2 guys that need the basketball in their hands, and there's a lot of standing around, not enough player movement, ball movement. And I think that's one of the things that Scott Perry and this new front office is going to address, and that's what they talked about at Scott Perry's introductory press conferences, getting more movement, like sharing the basketball. And I think getting that, I think that will help, and we could see the return of that from Keegan Murray, hopefully this upcoming season. I believe this is his final year of that rookie contract. So I believe the Kings should lock him up with that contract extension, whether it's this offseason. I think that they would do. I think it would be this offseason. Would it be the next offseason? I'm not real sure about that, but I think another improvement, where I think we need to see Keegan maybe improve at in his game. I think it's his playmaking. I thought he was solid when looking to attack on his own, but Keegan Murray being able to make plays for others would be a huge step in his offense going forward, with a lot of high level scores on this Kings roster. Like, you got Malik Monk, Keon Ellis, who took a real rise in shooting the basketball, especially from 3. Domantas Sabonis, I believe he was the best 3-point shooter on this team, even though he didn't take a lot of threes, just periodically. But if Keegan Murray can improve on his playmaking, that would be a huge bonus for the Sacramento Kings. So I hope we can see the return of the rookie year shooting that we saw from Keegan Murray. Like, he averaged 12 points per game. But Keegan Murray's, he's not like most players. We saw the improvement defensively, both on ball, at the rim, in the paint, and the improvement rebounding the basketball. But for the season grade for Keegan Murray for this season, I would probably give him a a B minus for this past season. I don't know. I think that's a fair grade. A B minus for Keegan Murray this season. Please, if you disagree, let me know. If you're watching this on YouTube at youtube.com/Kings Related, let me know in the comments of this video. Is a B minus a fair grade to give Keegan Murray with the improvement on his defense, his rebounding, even though he was kind of inconsistent with his shooting and the numbers continue to dip this season coming off his rookie year. So please let me know in the comments down below if a B minus is a fair grade to give Keegan Murray for the 2024-25 season. And that will do it for this episode of our Kings Related podcast. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching, please hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and tell me if that's a fair grade for Keegan Murray, a B minus. And if you're listening on your preferred audio platform, please hit that follow button. Hit the rate 5 stars, and also leave a nice little review. Be much appreciated. And we'll catch you on the next episode of our Kings Related podcast. Take care, and as always, go Kings.